Welcome, all you misunderstood marketing geniuses. Coming up, CMOs and CFOs are fighting over measurement again. Come on, me and daddy. Retail media just became mandatory, not optional. And AI isn't replacing marketing teams, it's just rewiring them. If you work in advertising, marketing, or comms, this is the stuff that actually changes your job. Let's go. Welcome to Brooklyn inmate number 7387773 and Maduro's favorite marketing and advertising program. I'm Matthew Newell.
And I'm Chris Stone. And this is the show that captures your attention for just 10 minutes and then gives you the marketing know-how you need to succeed, whether you're a noob or a wily veteran. Matthew, are you ready to attack?
Here's what you know from the industry that has grown up quite a bit since the TV show 30-something Days. And today's lead headline, marketing is being pulled back into the numbers room.
Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in.
There is pressure from CFOs to prove real business impact, not clicks or impressions or brand vibes. Only 1 in 5 marketers are confident that they can clearly prove marketing's value to the CFO, according to a new study from Perion. Fortunately, my boss isn't one of them. So what should you do? Shift towards testing what actually moves sales. Use marketing mix model, the MMM, to speak finances language.
So let me get this straight. Well, by the way, MMM, Marketing Machines and Mischief, same acronym. But you're saying, so after 2 decades of convincing everyone that brand love was a metric, we're shocked that 4 out of 5 marketers can't explain what they actually do when the CFO asked? Congratulations, we've successfully vibed ourselves into a quarterly review that nobody's prepared for.
You have vibed yourself into a corner. Next up in our marketing news queue, retail media isn't optional anymore. It's now where brands meet consumers at the exact moment that they are deciding what to buy. Retail media, just as an explainer, is where retailers sell ad space using their own shopper data. Ads on Amazon.com, Walmart, Target, Instacart, right where people are shopping. Ad budgets are following that reality, with retail media pulling spend away from traditional digital channels because it ties to ad purchases. Even big retailers are considering this a core infrastructure, not a side gig. Walmart, Amazon, Target are all building full-scale media platforms. Peep this. Marketing Dive reports that retail media is now one of the fastest segments in advertising, precisely because it delivers measurable sales impact.
Oh, okay, so we've gone full circle. Turns out the best place to advertise bread is where the people are actually buying bread. And it only took us burning through a few $1 billion on the banner ads that no one clicked to figure that out.
Our final headline, AI isn't replacing marketing teams. It's changing how they are built or how they work. Everyone breathe a sigh of relief now, at least for now. AI in marketing means using tools that write, design, analyze, and optimize faster, but still require humans to guide and edit and decide. Roles are shifting because of that. Fewer pure executors, more editors, strategists, and people who know what good looks like. I feel like I'm getting there. The advantage isn't using AI. It's knowing when to trust it, when to override it, and when to slow it down. How do I know this? McKinsey is reporting that companies embedding AI into daily workflows are already seeing productivity gains, especially in marketing and creative teams.
Yeah, so AI is basically the intern who works at 3 a.m. and never complains, but still needs someone to tell you that the Comic Sans isn't a brand font and take out all the M dashes and remove all the rocket emojis. Turns out the future of marketing is just better babysitting.
I miss my rocket emojis already.
All right, Matthew, it's time for Real, Recognize, Real, where we spotlight campaigns that don't make us want to throw our laptops out the window. This week, Harman, Kardon, and Havas, London, turned a speaker launch into actual art. So listen up. Harman Kardon drops the Aura Studio 5, a speaker that's equal parts audio equipment and mood lighting. Instead of doing what every other premium brand does, slow-mo shots of wealthy people nodding thoughtfully at furniture, they went full fever dream. The campaign's called See Here, and the premise is super simple. If your speaker looks good and sounds this good, why wouldn't you want to turn into a human moth and dance around it? I'm not kidding. Here's what they did. They brought in Dave Meyers, the guy who's directed music videos for Kendrick, Missy Elliott, Ariana Grande, basically everyone who's ever made you feel something through a screen. And instead of trying to explain the product with a bunch of feature benefit nonsense, they just showed it. A woman gets drawn to the light and the sound of this thing like a moth to the flame. Literally, she sprouts wings. Another moth person shows up. They fly around the apartment. This beautifully chaotic, color-soaked dance sequence is set to a custom track called I Wanna Dance. Super original. And here's the kicker. Those wings, Matthew, actual physical costumes, not CGI, laziness, or AI, real craft. The whole thing feels less like an ad and more like something you'd stumble across at 2 a.m. and actually remember. What I love here is the restraint. They had every opportunity to over-explain, add a voiceover, slap on some inspirational copy about transforming your space. But they didn't. They trusted the visuals, they trusted the vibe, and they let the product do what it's supposed to do, create an experience. Creative director Ben Brazier said it best. I'm going to paraphrase. He said, sometimes you got to stop being so conceptual and just ask, does this look amazing? Does it feel amazing? And then show that. No dialogue, no gimmicks, just rhythm, energy, and a speaker that you kind of want to turn into a moth for. This is how you reposition a premium brand without sounding like you're repositioning a premium brand. It's bold, weird, confident, and respects the audience enough not to explain the joke. Harman Kardon and Havas London, Real, Recognize, Real. And with that, Matthew, I'm tempted to buy a speaker I absolutely don't need. Damn good work.
That is, think about how creative that is to take. When was the last time the moth? If marketers and advertisers can turn the moth into the hero, that is, I love that. That is high concept without overdoing it. Well done.
I just looked it up.
And Chris, for my Real, Recognize, Real, I'm just going to point out Chicago. I don't live in Chicago. I'm a stone's throw from Chicago. But one of the things that I love about Chicago is that for some reason, especially in the last, 12, 16 months, Chicago's been in the news a lot, and not necessarily for the best things. We're not going to get into politics here, Chris, because that's not what we do. We talk marketing and advertising. However, even given all of those negative portrayals of Chicago in the news, Chicago has been chosen for 9 straight years by Condé Nast, a very well-regarded travel brand, as the best major city to travel to visit. And Chicago is pounding that. Ever since they won it 9 years ago, they pound it over and over and over. All they do not bury the headline. The best major big city to visit in the country. Over and over. You put Chicago up against Los Angeles and New York and Miami. And if there is a family that is sitting there like, I don't know where to go, when you've got 9, even with the news on, when you've got 9 years of a Condé Nast award that Chicago is advertising heavily, not in Chicago, everywhere else, that is a ticket to go. And every time I go, I look around and I say, it's true. It's the greatest city for a family to visit.
I love that. And I've been there multiple times, and it's not just about the big silver metallic bean that's sitting in the park, which is actually pretty cool. But what I love most about going to that park and really around the city, is the culture. Both of us are huge music fans. There's a real music culture around that city, very historic. Whether it's jazz, it's hip hop, it's rock. There's all kinds of different places. Fantastic restaurants. Great call, Matthew. Chicago is the best city, but I think in a lot of people's mind, for whatever reason, underrated.
Underrated. And I just love that they don't back down. It's like the more headlines there are about potentially bad things happening in Chicago, the more they just keep pumping out the ads. I love it.
Good stuff.
All right, Chris, let's play the marketing over-under game. I put out a scenario, a brain teaser. Chris provides the over-under, and we all try to get on the right side of the call. We talked about Chicago's marketing campaigns. Chris, let's have some fun with that. How much do cities and states spend on marketing and advertising annually to promote themselves as tourist destinations within the U.S. and internationally? Now, granted, there isn't an official number for this, so I went with the best estimate that I could find.
Oh, so you made it up. Okay, cool. No. No, so this is combined all cities and states.
That's right.
Spending, not
It
just
could be
Chicago, Illinois. Okay.
Exactly. It could be Poughkeepsie. It could be the state of California.
Poughkeepsie, I'm sure, is way up there. All right, so
that's half the spend is Poughkeepsie.
This has got to be billions. This has to be
Yes.
billions. Over under $8.69 billion per year.
Wow. I'm not going to tell you the answer, but and let's just put it this way. It makes the over under a little more difficult because you
made it up.
Because whatever you say, I'm just going to move it by 20%.
All right, that's all for this week's Marketing Machines and Mischief. Please smash the subscribe button, the bells, the thumbs. We appreciate all that stuff. It helps the show. It keeps us coming back and you coming back for more. But before you go,
a little lesson learned. Go visit Chicago.
Bye.